Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, welcome again to my sanctuary, to my sanctuary. But not sanctuary running away from something, but a sanctuary, a sanctuary as a sacred place. This is my sacred place. This is a in between, a location in between, I would say it, Earth and the rest of the universe. I'm a trampoline. So, not me, the location, obviously. So, what do we have here? I have a few articles to discuss with you, and the first one is the NordStream pipeline sabotage. Another suspect was caught by the Poles who do not want to extradite him to the German authorities, the investigators. That's the first topic. The second topic that I have is the United States of America placed South Africa on a human trafficking list. That's not good. That's not good. And I will tell you exactly why I think they were placed on the human trafficking list as a country. And the reason is, I will give you just a hint, has to do with the ICC court, with the case that South Africa brought against Israel in Gaza. And the United States of America, the lapdog, followed orders, only the boss's orders, obviously. Then we have the Russians advancing in Ukraine and another liberation or taking over another town. Then Sweden would like nuclear weapons. We're going to discuss if it will get them allowed, and if Sweden is allowed, any other criminal can have it. After all, the biggest criminals have the nuclear weapons, and the rest of the world are at their whim, if you know what I mean. And then I have another article to discuss with you, and that has to do with, I forgot about it, Tomahawk missiles. The Americans are talking about giving Ukraine, supposedly giving Tomahawk missiles. And the stupidity is this. Some are very happy with that. And they say if the Tomahawk missiles are provided to Ukraine, Ukraine can hit any target in the Russian European or European Russia, which is on the west side of the Russian Federation. The problem is, let's say the Ukrainians get the Tomahawk missiles with a range of hitting all the European side of the Russian Federation. Do you think that those missiles are programmed to fly only eastward towards Moscow? Or do you think they can fly north, south, and even west towards, I don't know, London, Londinium? How about that one? So this is an imbecility. When in Ukraine, someone else will be controlled by someone else, and those guys will change. Man, it smells good. It smells like pine. I have a mixture between hardwood and pine. It smells so good. So these are the topics for today. And I will show you a little 360 degrees view here to show you what's going on. I picked this angle because of the wind and the smoke doesn't. And because of that tree behind me, I will show it to you, where a few days ago, right, that big one over there, a few days ago, two bald eagles showed up and landed, and then they saw me and then left. So first let's start with east. That's east over there. It's morning. These are some ready to, all right, a fire in the sky. All right, that's the fire east, and then it's south over there. Right there, this is my little table with all the garbage on it. And then you have my hot tent over there. Hot not because it's cute, but because it has the opportunity, the possibility to have a wood stove inside, which I have for if I'm cold and lonely. Okay, this is west over there, and this is north over here, where the river is located. And I have some friends with me. Obviously, I'm not really alone. I was just kidding. And the first friend is the Colt. That's the first friend, always right here, and it's always ready for whomever wants to talk to me. Not animals. We're not having a problem with four-legged animals. We have problems with two-legged animals, whom I want to enter the altar, the sanctuary, the altar of the sanctuary. And then we have the Red Baron, obviously, also already for whomever would like to, misbehave. This is, there's some Canadian geese. They're attacking us. So let's start with the topics. And this is quick. And here is a little pine tree that I would like not to kill because it's so cute right there. See how small it is? Right there, the baboon. I don't wanna, but it's, anyway. I hope I will not be able to crush it with my elephant moves. So let's start with the articles. Okay. Poland arrests NordStream bombing suspect. A Ukrainian diving instructor alleged to be part of 7-member sabotage group is facing extradition to Germany. Now remember, these guys still go with the narrative that it was those 6 guys and a woman on that little yacht having a party, and then they decided, hey, how about we take our scuba diving equipment and we plant about a ton of explosive on the bottom of the Baltic Sea and see what's happening. I do not believe that story 1%. That's how much I believe that one. One. The rest with that's a raven. I have a few raven. I will befriend them. I like ravens very much. They're very smart. That's why. Stupidity with smartness, they make an average over there. So yeah, I will befriend them. Little toys, little gifts. They like gifts. Little birds here. All right. The Polish authorities have arrested the Ukrainian diving instructor suspected by Germany of involvement in September 2022. September 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. 3 years, man. 3 years, and we don't know who did it. But we knew that it was Oswald in what? Half an hour or something? In JFK? All right. The man identified by German investigators as Vladimir Z was detained in the city of Pruszków and will be transferred to Warsaw for extradition proceedings. Vladimir Z? Is it the guy? Right here. I'm not kidding, right here. As Vladimir Z. Oh, Zelensky? You can't fucking believe that. Transfer to the Warsaw. Okay, media outlets previously named the suspect as Vladimir Zhuravlyov, one of the 7 people who reportedly sailed aboard the yacht Andromeda, the beautiful constellation, which German prosecutors have linked to the explosives attack on the undersea pipelines connecting Russia and Germany. Well, what do you think? Germany's first request for Zhuravlyov's arrest in Poland in 2024 was allegedly obstructed by Polish officials. Reports at the time claimed that the vehicle with Ukrainian diplomatic plates helped him flee to Ukraine after he was tipped off. Well, that was the claim, right? So, and here it says, the Polish newspaper, let me see if I can read it, right? Try, why not? Rezopolia reported last week that Poland considered granting asylum to this guy, quoting an official as saying, and I'm quoting, why should we detain him? For us, he's a hero, end quote. Well, supposedly another one, Sergei Kuznetsov, like the Admiral Kuznetsov, 49. And that's another guy in Italy, in Rimini. Rimini. Okay, so that's the first topic. First things first. It was not the Ukrainians. It was not no, let's put it differently. It was not a Ukrainian organized, planned action. And it was not a Ukrainian how should I put it, having the materials, the scuba abilities with the little submarines, with anything. No, I don't believe that a bit. 1%, as I said. I don't think it was with the yacht. That's another story. With the yacht, the Ukrainians, no. I don't think it was Zaluzny who was the mastermind. They might have liked it. I think, I have no evidence, but time will tell, and I think time will tell the truth, obviously, a little bit in about a few years, when we're going to find out probably that it was the Americans together with the Brits. And maybe they used these guys, but not on Andromeda, having 6+1, you know what I mean? All right, taking rounds on the woman. And we're going to find out it was the Special Forces, the Navy SEALs, the whomever, but it was not a Ukrainian operation. It was a American, British, probably Norwegians, with the knowledge of Sweden, Denmark, or at least Sweden and Denmark was like turning off all their monitoring in their economic zone. Click. They know that the Russian ship was around Denmark when those drones flew over Denmark. Oh, therefore, it must be the Russians. But here, they don't know who, man. It was just this yacht. I don't believe that. So, nevertheless, what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing. We're going to find out, and when we're going to find out, the authorities will deny and deny and deny. Second topic. U.S. puts South Africa on human trafficking watch list. All right. The State Department has accused Pretoria, of failing to take effective measures against traffickers. So maybe they will bomb South Africa as they want to bomb Venezuela, because that's what we do, man. We protect everybody against their will. You don't want to have some loving? I will give you some loving. I think you need some loving. Don't you think? What's that called? Statutory rape? Isn't that what it's called? Anyway, so why this happened? I think, you can tell, you can look back in time, the first time the American administration started attacking South Africa. Remember, apartheid, and there are black people in charge, and obviously have a grip on all those guys. So why do you think these guys started? You can go and check it out. The week, not even the week, the 2 days, 48 hours, let's say, when South Africa brought charges in front of a case in front of the ICC court that Israel commits genocide in Gaza, which it doesn't. All right. Then the United States of America with Lindsey Graham, with other imbeciles came and so we're going to impose sanctions on the ICC court and on South Africa. They warned South Africa. Ramaphosa, the president, was at the White House. Remember that one? When they showed them this and that? That was a way of shaming Ramaphosa in front of the world. Well, if it's true, let's fix things. But don't you think are bigger things to be fixed in the United States of America? Don't you think so? All right. But anyway, these guys are always pointing finger to other countries so they can go and fix them against the host's desire. Like, I don't want it to be fixed by you especially. So after that, they impose sanctions on judges of the ICC court, the Americans, on many judges. They said that they don't recognize the ICC court, obviously. The Americans are not signatories of the ICC court. Actually, when I say ICC court, is International Criminal Court. So ICC, I'm going to leave it to that. Then they started claiming that South Africans are only the United States of America, no other country, just the U.S. Why? The U.S. is the lapdog of the infractor, of the criminal or suspected criminal. But hey, the criminal should not be even investigated in this case. So that's why South Africa is placed on that. I am 99.9% certain that is the reason. And they're going to go at it more, including the fact South Africa is part of BRICS with Russia, India, China, and Brazil. That's another one. But not that important. When the boss says jump, you don't say where, you say how high. Well, I can't go and fix that because I'm in my underwear. Obviously, my balls are all over the place. Well, rolling over there. Hey, come back. So, Sweden eyeing own nukes according to Time. Right there. So, Sweden eyeing own nukes. lawmakers have reportedly called for a domestic nuclear weapon program, while experts warn it might be economically impossible. So from the get-go, the first sentence is not, what the hell are you talking about? You're not going to have any. No, no, no. They want it, and the only thing is, maybe economically impossible, my friends. I don't think it's economically impossible. It's very possible. It's very possible for these guys to get a nuclear weapon. I mean, after all, other countries like Pakistan has it, or what, North Korea has it. Israel, but Israel gets money from us, so that's fine, I guess. And others. So they don't talk about if they should be allowed. They talk about, oh, it's not even in a conversation. They tried before, Sweden tried before to have a nuclear program and build weapons. They built something similar, but not plutonium and all that. And then they dropped it again because they're owned. And I said, well, economically doesn't make sense. So you want to be owned by foreign economic interests? No, man, you build that, and after you build that, nobody will touch you. Nobody will touch you. Look at North Korea. As tarded they seem to be, nobody touches them. Why? You got that? I gotta leave fly here. All right, so again, Swedish lawmakers have been debating the launch of a domestic nuclear weapon program despite experts warning the country would lack the capacity for it. That's it. For decades, Sweden was known for its policy of neutrality. There's nothing. There's nothing. The government has not officially confirmed any intention to seek a nuclear weapon, and it is not clear if the country has the technological or industrial capacity to build a warhead without external help. So it's not a matter if they should have it. It's like the whole article from the Times is, no, that's not the problem. The problem is a matter of economics. That's all. So do they do the same thing to Iran? Oh, can Iran build one? I don't think it's economically feasible for it. They don't talk about yes or no. They talk about the next step. All right. So he says here, during the Cold War, Sweden secretly examined the possibility of building plutonium-based warheads and carried out large non-nuclear test explosives in the 1950s. In 1957, the CIA concluded that Stockholm could produce nuclear weapons within 5 years. But the project was ultimately abandoned over high cost and strong anti-nuclear sentiment, imbeciles, with opponents arguing that possessing such arms could make the country a target. What about becoming how about becoming as a country, a NATO country? Are you the Russia's target? All the countries that agreed to be members of NATO, they became targets of nuclear attacks from NATO, Jesus Christ, from Russia. What are you talking about? It's just baboon. Baboon, my friends, baboon. So, Russian forces liberate Seversk Mali settlements in Donbass. So that's good. These guys, it seems like they are still rolling. Russia's battle group Yug liberated the settlements of Seversk Mali in the Donetsk People's Republic, the Russian Defense Ministry said on Tuesday. You got it? Another settlement. And we go to the last topic, which is Ukraine says Tomahawk missiles would put all of European Russia within range. How about all or most of Europe within range? Do you think then, if you get in charge, let's say, of Ukraine, and you say, I don't want to be with you guys, I'm not going to follow your orders, I'm going to follow the other guy's orders, let's say, who's going to stop me? Ooh, a breeze. So, who's going to stop me? I can do what the hell ever I want. The same with the drones. I said the drones and the weapons provided to Ukraine will be used against the Westerners, including the United States of America, if the Ukrainians will not get what they want. It's going to be a blackmail. Those drones that fly over Europe at this point, Baltic states, Poland, I think even Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany. These drones, they say they're Russians or unidentified. Well, at one point they will explode, and then they will say it was Russia. And I suspect could be Russia, but I would suspect the Ukrainians or the ring of fire in Kiev being the guys, the main suspect. And let me read this a little bit from this little article. If Ukraine receives American long-range Tomahawk missiles, I don't think the missiles will be given to Ukraine. I think it will be operated by the Americans. As HIMARS, I think they are. Patriot, I think they are. F-16s are operated by the Americans. These guys do not give the Romanians certain weapons. We're a NATO country, but they give the Ukrainians corrupt, uncertain, who pays more, mercenaries. If tomorrow someone promises this ring of garbage in Kiev, more money and more protection and all that, these guys will change in a second. Do you think that Zelensky is over there because of the values of democracy and freedom? No, he's doing a job. It's not a Ukrainian job. He's not Ukrainian by my standards. All right. So if Ukraine received American long-range Tomahawk missiles, the entire European portion of Russia, from St. Petersburg to the Urals, would be within striking distance. The head of Ukraine's Center of Countering Disinformation, CCD, said, countering disinformation. That means censorship. That's what it is. It's the Ministry of Propaganda. What do you call it? Ministry of Truth. Go with that one. So, Vice President Va's statement on this part was already serious, and this is not a tactical deterrence, but a strategic turning point. All right, well, you're gonna strike Russia, but remember, these guys can also strike London, which is fine, because that means the Russian nation, if it has Russian leaders, could become more independent. Like Sweden, get your nuclear weapon and then nobody will touch you. But Sweden, remember, let's say it's Sweden, is the one thing that I'm afraid. I will share with you. I'm just looking to see if I have any bird in that tree. There are some groups with grievances, past discrimination, past this, past that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And those guys have, some of those guys in those groups, have their sights set on other groups or other group specifically that they claim to be the reason why they right now are, buying Gucci and, loving Puff Daddy and all that. So, this group, if they get to, let's say, really in power in the United States of America, and get to the nuclear arsenal, do you think they will just be okay? Or do you think they will go for a payback, let's say, to the Europeans and some people inside within? Look at the Haiti genocide in 1806, I think it was, and find out what happened to the French population once the took over. So in Sweden, a lot of non-Swedes are coming in, and they are outbreeding the Svensson and the Hamilton and all these Swedes, the blue-eyed blondes and so on. And when these guys will impose their whatever law over there, if you know what I mean, I have to give you hints, we're on fucking YouTube here. And then let's say they get really in power, and let's say Sweden acquires nuclear weapons. What do you think they will do? They're not gonna hit Israel. They're going to look at Denmark, they're going to look at Belgium, they look at Netherlands, they look at other countries and say, well, what's going on over here? Our brothers are discriminated as we speak. So maybe England. I'm not going to talk about Great Britain anymore. I said it's England. Why it's England? All this garbage with we're a United Kingdom, British, blah, 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 blah. This is garbage. It's, oh my God, go. He's right here, little fucker. There you go. So all this thing with... Go, man. All this thing with it's right on the right finger. It's not. It's England, my friends. It's not a stink bug. It looks like a stink bug, but it's another guy. Come on, go. Well, you want to stay with me? Stay with me. I don't care. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. Stay strong. Stay smart. Look for the truth. And be just. See ya.